When you saw us last, we were visiting the Houston Space Center. We survived the city and made it out to the Gulf Coast. The warm weather followed, and we were now experiencing Goldilocks weather. Not too hot, not too cold. Galveston has an incredible story. Immigrants from all over the world entered the United States through Galveston, earning it the nickname the Ellis Island of Texas. Being a port city, Galveston played a significant role in several wars. But one of the most memorable events in Galveston history was the nation's most deadly natural disaster. The storm of 1900 that destroyed Galveston, killing upwards of 8,000 people on the island, and more on the mainland. This event prompted raising the elevation of some 500 city blocks from 8 to 17 feet. I've been really excited to visit Galveston and, to be honest, a little overwhelmed. There are so many things to do here and I want to do it all. I rode the struggle bus for a while until I realized I was having so much fun doing things that really didn't cost very much at all. So I decided to chill. We stopped by the visitor center to hear from the locals. They recommended that we visit some museums first to help lay the groundwork of everything we would see. The first thing we did is head over to Rosenberg Library. The museum is located on the 4th floor. It includes a nice collection of information depicting Galveston history. The 2nd floor exhibits are open during regular library hours, and the 4th floor gallery is open Monday through Saturday 9 to 6. Parking was free. The next place we went was the Galveston County Museum. Located in the Galveston County Courthouse, exhibits are open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to 4. The entrance to this was free as well. There's no charge for parking here too. I thought this was a great little museum. Downtown Galveston is a must-see if you like beautiful architecture. It has a bit of a New Orleans style. Recognized as a National History Landmark for its outstanding collection of the 19th century architecture, the Strand was dubbed the Wall Street of the South in the 1800s. We walked a loop down the Strand and up Post Office Street. It was a cool walk. I go nuts when I see wildlife. I made the hub stop so I could get a better look at this little fellow. But live turtles weren't the only turtles we saw. We kept running into these cute little sculptures. Turns out there are 61 of these around the area. It's a public art project that showcases the conservation efforts of Turtle Island Restoration Network. Businesses and organizations sponsor a turtle, and local artists give each its own personality. We love driving through a town to see all the cool historic buildings. We combine this with a self-guided tree tour. In September 2008, Hurricane Ike destroyed several trees within the city. Rather than cut down what remained of the trees, private residents paid to have what was once a majestic oak into a whimsical sculpture. This is another example of the resiliency of the people in Galveston. Pick up a brochure at the Galveston Visitor Center. You can walk, bike, or drive. This tour takes you through the East End Historical District. When you see water, it calls your name. It's just not good enough to admire it from the shore. The Galveston-Bolivar Ferry is a free way to get on the water. Plus, I find it a great cultural experience to travel public transportation the way the locals do. You can walk on or drive. We were lucky enough to land on the front for a great view.
As the sun slowly crept into the sky, it filled the morning air with warmth and life. Sounds of birds in harmony, and you there right next to me. Yours to own. Through all the storms, I'm by your side.
After getting off the ferry, we drove around Bolivar Peninsula. We ran into something we weren't expecting, the Fort Travis Seashore Park. Located in an area known as Bolivar Point, this 60-acre park showcases remnants of Fort Travis. This was the first fort established by the Republic of Texas in 1836 to protect the Galveston Harbor entrance. It's free. We may have been reaching burnout when it came to museums, but the Hubs was really interested in seeing the Galveston Naval Museum. Active military and first responders are free. Located at Seawolf Park, this museum allows you to visit a World War II submarine and a World War II destroyer. It was self-guided. We thought it would have been better with a tour guide or an audio track to guide us through it, but it was enjoyable. Expect to pay for parking. Galveston is a touristy town. There is a lot to do. Sometimes that can translate into chaos. So it was nice to retreat to serene nature. We stayed at Galveston Island State Park. It's just a few minutes away from all the action. There are 2 campgrounds. One is Bayside and one is on the Gulf. We stayed on the Bayside. We took our bikes and did the various trails at the park, climbing the observation decks to do some bird watching. Although you can walk these trails, there are several areas that you'll have to dodge very large puddles. On some trails, you're guaranteed to get your feet soaked. For the first time since we got these bikes, I was glad we had the fat tires so we could ride these trails. Of course, a trip to Galveston isn't complete without going to the beach. We think dusk and dawn are the best part of the day, and spending it on the beach is exhilarating. The sound of the crashing waves are peaceful, and the light is gorgeous. Driving out to Galveston Beach gave us an opportunity to see some more of the interesting architecture of the area. Getting away from town will also provide opportunities for beach access without the cost of parking. Okay, so you know how I love bridges. The same thing is true for cemeteries. Call me crazy, but I've always loved them. Not the ghost tour kind of love, but the history kind. Old cemeteries can tell dramatic stories of people who settled the area. The headstones reveal disease, natural disasters, and war. These old headstones give clues to people who were prominent in the area. It shows a lost culture of honoring the dead through a burial site. The Broadway Cemetery Historic District is made of 7 burial grounds plated between 1839 and 1939. Anytime you can bike and be near the water, you're golden. So we decided to bike the seawall. This took us by several monuments. I wasn't planning on giving food recommendations, but after finding a couple of out-of-the-way places, I decided it had to be done. Both of these locations had little stores within the buildings. They were clearly places where the locals go. I had the best Mexican meal I've ever had. How many sunrises and sunsets do we have left? I'm determined not to miss a good one. Join us next time when we travel the south, heading our way to Florida with a few gems along the way.
I really thought the dryer was shrinking my clothes. Turns out it was the refrigerator.